right. Hello, everyone. As always, before I get started, I want to do an audio check just to make sure I'm not talking to myself, and I'll put it in the chat here as well. So if you can hear me, just let me know. I promise I won't be long tonight. I'm going to take a few questions, and I'll get through these top 10 here. So, okay, that's perfect. Hello in Los Angeles. Okay. I've never done that before because I've even with the shirts, I'm surprised that as far as for where everyone is tuning into the channel. Can everyone let me know where you're from? I'm very interested to know because I'm seeing now that I actually have a lot of supporters that are up north and out west. So, see, Oregon, San Antonio, Arizona, Michigan. 2 people from Michigan. Okay. Awesome. Ontario. Okay, Canada. I haven't been that far north, either Michigan or Canada. I'm from Florida, so definitely won't be going north anytime in the winter. So, so I'm gonna. So the purpose of tonight's video is technically over like the course of a week. I've done this a couple times before, but I'll compile. I remember hearing about an ebook, my dude. Yes, the ebook. I'm shooting for Monday to have it released. I'm just pretty much trying to get it edited and just to make sure I don't sound like an idiot while trying to make a point. But yes, the ebook is coming. It's a real thing. I promise. And I'll make an announcement on the community section and probably some videos on Monday as well. But I promise you, the ebook is coming and it's going to pretty much cover like all the basics and fundamentals you need to get started in the crypto market. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm not just putting, just anything out there. I wanted to make sure that I put the most value in inside the ebook, and it's really more of a guide because it's gonna have no fluff on it as well. So, see, tell Robinhood to release the Doge. No, Robinhood is hanging on to profits for dear life. I mentioned on a couple occasions. I think that Robinhood is going to release not release Doge, but make the wallet at roughly the same time that they're going to list Shiba, because they're going to have to, if they want to maintain their evaluation and their revenue streams, they're going to need to make sure that they have something to kind of account for the money and the people that they know they're going to lose. So, we've seen Vlad come on a number of YouTube channels. We've seen him pretty much be very open with the community. So we know that he is aware of the frustrations that are in the community. We know that he is, pretty much in tune. So he sees the comments. He knows what's going to happen as soon as those wallets come out. So yeah, I don't believe that it's a technical issue or a development issue or anything that's delaying those wallets. I believe it's more of a financial thing. And they're like, okay, how do we, because they can't stop it, but they'll say, how do we soften the blow that we're going to get? So I think that's where I'm going to adjust my camera here. I think that's where roughly, I think that's where we're going to get the when we're going to get those wallets. So probably early next year can be my guess. All right. So as I was saying, I take the top 10 cryptos and I pretty much am going to, excuse me, not the top 10 cryptos, top 10 questions over the last week. And some of them I felt really interesting, and I chose those. And I'll take some from you guys as well, but I wanted to cover them because I believe that they're great questions, whether they're more fundamental or just kind of aligning with what's going on now at the moment. So the first question that I have is this a crypto winter? And I can say now, but even based off of the numbers of correction, the percentages, I'd say no, because crypto winters, they last A for like can literally last almost a year, and B, we're not near any of the lows that we have experienced, whether that's with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even Doge, whatever the case may be. We're not near like those lows or breaking through like the absolute, like the true floors and stuff like that. Most of them are trending now below their support levels, which is why I said that I believe this is a great time to buy below those support levels. But I don't believe that we're in a crypto winter and that we are, threatening to push through that 80 to 90% correction from the all-time highs this year. So as far as it's being a crypto winter, I think that's really premature to call it that, and I don't believe we're there yet. And I don't believe right now we're going to touch it, at least for another year or so. I mentioned this the other day, but um, to call this a crypto winter, it's all in the cycles. Everything takes these crypto stocks, everything takes these periods of rest where they consolidate. People take profits, trader takes profits. And I think the biggest thing everyone has to understand is that everyone is not in a coin or a stock long term. Long term is one of many ways to play a stock or to play a crypto. Some people have their long-term positions, but it may not just be your coin, or you don't know what we have the holiday season coming up. People take profits. People, there's a lot of people that did get in early, and they know even if they got in late, sometimes averaging down and taking profits and trading out is not new to people. They know these strategies, and if they want to take profit for Christmas or whatever the case may be, they can. And you have to understand that when we have these consolidation periods, it's not that everyone is long. Now, again, I don't believe that all of retail kind of like moves at the same time. I say this when we're in a rally as well. I don't believe that retail rallies at the same time and just says, "Hey, at 3 o'clock on Monday morning, let's all inject 50 billion into the crypto market." And then suddenly the top 10 trade in an identical pattern. No, I don't believe that. I believe that's institutions, of course. But as far as for it being a crypto winter and people pulling the money out, I'd say no. It's just that we're going to have to, before I can say it's a crypto winter, we would have to be hovering as a group, not just like a particular coin. We have to be hovering around like that 80 to 90% window, and threatening pretty much to break through that floor before I could say, okay, we're maybe in a crypto winter. We may be in that period where it may be a few months where we're going to be in a deep red if you were purchasing anytime recently. But as of right now, I certainly can't say that we're in a crypto winter. Metaverse coins, do I like them? My thoughts on the Metaverse. I think that the Metaverse is not like a phase or a fad or anything. I think that it's going to be absolutely huge. I think that it is going to be similar to like the transition we had, like I don't know how old everyone is, but similar to the transition we had that when PlayStation came out and how it kind of changed the game, literally changed the game for everyone's experience as far as for online and how they interacted and how we had like the Xbox series and people were able to interact with each other. It changed the landscape of the game. It made it where it wasn't just if you wanted to interact with another person, they had to be there with you, like on a player two module, you were able to interact. And I think that the metaverse is going to be literally that next step. So even when it comes in coins, I have some positions. I'm going to do some more research before I put them out there because I know people listen to what I say. So before I start naming like coins and stuff like that, I want to make sure that I've done enough research to feel comfortable to put that out there. So I'll try and have those out within like the next week or so. But Metaverse, I'm very optimistic on where this is going. I think that Metaverse is literally going to be that turning point to the community where it's going to take that leap forward and be like that milestone that we use to measure like the transition, and that pretty much it's going to connect people, and people are, from what I'm seeing, I believe that people are going to use this as kind of like almost like an alternate universe. I think that people are going to be spending crazy amounts of money in here, and it's going to make like I don't know if a lot of you guys remember like when Fortnite came out, and like that, excitement around that, how the communities and stuff were built around that. The metaverse is going to have communities as well, and it's going to be absolutely huge. So I haven't, I have some positions, but I haven't done enough research to recommend like some coins, but um, I will, because I do believe that if you're able to get on the ground floor of some of those, I think that it's going to be like life changing if you're able to get on the ground floor and are able to catch that wave. I saw one today on the comment that I made, saying that I want to do a top 10. And someone asked, like, what's the best possible outcome for investing 10K in the top 25 crypto? Um, I wouldn't do the top 25, but certainly the top 10. And if you are spreading that out across the top 10, I'd say it's nearly impossible for you to lose all of your money. And I never say that, or to even take a loss, but just based off of history. And I never use the words like impossible, especially when it comes to losing money, but based off of history, especially like those top five, like regardless of what happens, because we know, well, even just Bitcoin and Ethereum, we know that as of right now, they're institutions' favorite. So it's hard for them not to appreciate. You can come up with a formula as far as for how much you want to allocate in there, but the best possible outcome, I say, um, I forget the time frame that you have, but if you're long term and you're putting 10K in the top 10 crypto, like the chances of you losing money are very slim to none. Um, I think that I think that Ethereum is going to hit five figures. I think that I can almost bet my life that Bitcoin is going to hit six figures. So, and those are just the top two. But I believe in ADA as well. But the best possible outcome, I'd say over the course of like 10 to 20 years, you're probably up like at least another 500,000%. I'm very bullish on the crypto market and the crypto market expansion. Um, we just hit $3 trillion this past last week. Well, I guess 2 weeks ago. I believe that the crypto market is going to hit $10 trillion. And this is one of the things I was saying was, if you are in crypto and you believe in the market, and you believe in your coins, you have to think about, especially the top 10, top five, and say, okay, what does the crypto market look like? What is the value of these coins? When the entire market is 5x from now, and that's what gives me the comfort that I have as far as for investing, especially in the top 10. Like, you could always have your speculation coins and stuff like that. That's fine, but when it comes to the top 10 and you're investing in quality, and then the market's going to appreciate, in my opinion, it's hard to lose money. Hard to lose money. The SEC comments on meme stocks. That was a vague statement, but I'm assuming you mean the comment where they made that when the SEC said that meme stocks are a threat to like the financial integrity of the market and stuff like that. Again, I think then this really is the reason why I named the channel like Disruption, and I think that what we are doing as a group is disrupting the system. I think that when they say that it's a threat to like the financial integrity of the market, AKA we can no longer predict your movements, and it's kind of hard for us to place bets. And you guys are throwing off the cycles that we use to manipulate the market and extract money for like the last 100 years. That's how I translate that. On the flip side of that, do I believe that we're going to have government regulation in the crypto market? Yes, we've already seen some as far as for reporting, and I think it was in Biden's bill the other day about like tax reporting and stuff like that. Do I believe that we're possibly going to have some type of Fed coin? Based off of history, I have not seen an area of finance, especially of this magnitude, $3 trillion, that the government wasn't involved in, whether that's precious metals, paper, commodities, stuff like that. So I do believe that at some point we can expect the Fed coin to some degree. So, but my thoughts on the actual comments is literally, I think that I believe it's true what they're saying. I believe that what we're doing as a community is threatening the system, and it's kind of forcing them to scramble. And now with everything else going on, inflation and all that other kind of stuff, it's kind of like a lot on their plates that they're trying to monitor. But they realize what crypto is quickly becoming, and which is what we know it was going to become anyway. So I think that they're trying to quickly figure out how they're going to control and monitor the crypto market for the consumer's best interest and stuff like that. But um, I think that the the position that they're going to take will be as typically as always. We're doing it for your best interest, but you can expect pretty much some similar laws to what we have in the stock market if we're not careful. So, and we know how sideways the stock market is, and we know that the stock market is not necessarily geared up to benefit as far as like the retailer. So we just kind of have to be careful um, and monitor like these laws that are passed to make sure that we don't have a carbon copy of the stock market and the crypto market. So those are my thoughts on the SEC's comments. The fifth question I have is, why do coins break their floors at the same time? And this is what I was talking about earlier as far as for institutions investing at the same time. And I can attribute that to algorithmic trading. And when we have coins that pretty much consolidate on their own, and well, not on their own, but they consolidate and they have their floors, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we start getting that sideways movement, and then suddenly the entire market goes red. Technically speaking, we can say retail plays a part in that, and we know institutions also have their positions, but we know that depending on the economy and the news, people take profits, and so do institutions. People move money around. That's it's part of a portfolio. You see other positions, you have your long-term positions, your short-term positions. You see a place, an opportunity for you to make money, or you want to be a little bit more cash heavy because something's going on. You move your money around. So, but in my opinion, I would say that when we see uh, the top five, top 10 cryptos make an identical pattern, I always blame institutions. That's just me. For me, there's just no way that that amount of money can vacuum out of the market that quickly and all resemble 10 completely unrelated coins. Same thing with like S&P 500s. We know how heavily hedge funds and stuff are invested in there. So when it comes to me, in my opinion, that is why I think that coins typically break the floors at the same time. Again, I believe that when you have consolidation periods and we have those long periods where you go sideways. For me, that is a great support line, and it shows that the market considers that fair value. So you can have some downward pressure to kind of make it dip below the equilibrium, and I consider that like a golden buying opportunity. As far as for me, I would wait until, just because of how many coins I have in my DCA, I would wait until they're in the teens. But by all means, if your DCA is 40 cents or something, higher, and you're looking to average down, and it's below the current equilibrium, I think that now would be a great time to do so. Who controls the price of Dogecoin? That is a multi-layered question, but I believe that the top 10 cryptos in general are heavily invested by the hedge funds. But I do believe when it comes to Dogecoin, I do believe we have the highest number of retail investors that are invested in the coin. And I believe an article got posted saying that 60% of all crypto investors, something like that, have some Dogecoin in their portfolio, which is phenomenal. And I think that really lives up to the title of this being um, the people's currency, right? So I think that it's a combination of the two, because there's a lot of factors that I think that Doge was going to, well, I know that Doge was going to consolidate anyway after its run, but I think that a lot of things contributed to as far as where it's consolidating at. I think the the fact that a lot of the investors in Dogecoin were new, I think that caused a lot of sell-off that pretty much made it consolidate a little lower than what it would have naturally. I think that a lot of the shiny object syndromes played a part in it, as far as like some of the, um, I guess I say knockoff coins that were very similar and were putting up the gains and kind of attracted people over there. And, when you're new, you start losing money in multiple positions, and you pretty much your portfolio starts trending downward because you're chasing momentum and hype and literally shiny object syndrome. And I think that it kind of left a bitter taste in people's mouths because they weren't, very experienced in the market and they didn't know better at the time. So I think that caused Dogecoin to consolidate lower. But as far as for controlling the price, I think that most of the money in Dogecoin is retail, but I do believe just because of the reactions that we have, um, in the amount of seek that we have with some of the higher price coins on the top 10, I do believe that. I do know that institutions are in there as well, but I think that for the most part, retail kind of controls the coin. So I think that's why we see even Dogecoin breaks the mold with Bitcoin's trend sometimes. So I think that the instability of Dogecoin is reflected as far as for in the size of the community and a lot of the different emotions at that time, whether they feel like, oh my God, it's taking too long or stagnant, what's going on, and a lot of the panic and fear that takes place in there. So I think that the retail, for the most part, has control over. But institutions certainly have a lot of money in there. So if they were to sell their position, you can best believe it would have an effect. And of course, we've seen that when they do have sell their positions, because everyone's new. A lot of people are new. It causes panic, so it just creates that domino effect, and it's very easy to get downward pressure going in Dogecoin. But I do believe that for the most part, retail, I'd say, has control over it. So I know that was a long answer, but that's pretty much my explanation for who has control of Dogecoin. Can Dogecoin hit Bitcoin prices? I've seen this a lot, and I know that it's fun for people to make like YouTube videos and stuff saying that, but the short and blunt answer to that is no, it's mathematically impossible. If we got anywhere close to that, we would be in hyperinflation. And I've said this before, if Dogecoin is hitting Bitcoin prices, you wouldn't want to be, Dogecoin would be the least of your worries. Your most valuable asset would probably be like an AR-15 or something, because we're in hyperinflation at that point, and it's going to be some dangerous times in the market and in the country. So when you see that, just you can do some math. We have roughly 130 billion coins right now. I didn't bother to do the math on that, but I know it'd be some crazy number. Even if you take a nice round number of 50,000 and multiply that by 130 billion, you'll see that it is astronomically more than the entire crypto market, probably our economy and the country's GDP and everything else. So no, yeah, don't do that. And I would even go as far as to say don't listen to anyone that even says that's possible, because it's literally ridiculous. So no, Dogecoin cannot hit Bitcoin prices. Does technical analysis work on the crypto market like the stock? I think that the two main catalysts for technical analysis, and whether it comes to like whether you want to run like your support lines and stuff like that, are still in effect across all markets. And that's going to be your fundamentals and the media, press. I said this a number of times. The press, the media controls the price of stocks and crypto in the short term. There's literally no way around that. Fundamentals, how well the companies run, what the crypto actually does, and all that kind of stuff, that plays a part long term. But the press and the media have the ability to cause a stock or crypto to run, and they have the ability for it to crash. And that's simply just based off of emotions, right? So, they can come out tomorrow and say, hey, look, Dogecoin is going to be used to, cure cancer, and we're going to trade Dogecoin with China now. like Dogecoin would, quadruple easily. Or Elon can come out tonight and be like, hey, look, Dogecoin's trash. I hate it. I'm going to make an Elon token, and then it goes to hell. Like, did anything change with Dogecoin? No, it's just literally the press. And that same thing that happens with companies. If the CEO gets into a scandal or something like that, and the press, starts talking about it, causes panic, the stock goes down. The company revenue fundamentals, nothing changed that quickly. It was all speculation and information that caused that. So the media is going to always control it, and then the fundamentals are always going to play a part too. So I say, for the most part, I think that the media and the fundamentals are going to kind of trend very closely, so that you can kind of do the same similar technical analysis on crypto that you do in the stock market. I think that was a great question. Should I trade or hold long term? Trading outside of like options and stuff like that, well, even options can be less riskier than trading. If you are likely to lose money in the markets, it will probably be because of options or trading. Holding long term, especially if you're investing in quality, I even go as far as to say top 10 in crypto. It's very rare that you will lose money, especially if you hold for a period of 5 years or more. Um, it just historically, they appreciate. Historically, things appreciate. We know that outside of appreciation and revenue flowing into these companies, we know also that the dollar is going a different way, the other way. So from a financial perspective, not just value, but technically these things are going to appreciate. But when it comes down to trading or holding, that really just depends off of experience and your knowledge level at that point. Um, Trading is a lot more riskier, it's a lot, because all those factors come into play. Um, as far as for like making your exits, the media and the fundamentals, it's a lot. It's a much more advanced approach, I'd say, compared to holding long term. Um, when you're holding long term, I think that's the safest and sure way. And I think that even Warren Buffett had a quote. He was saying that most people don't want to get rich for sure; they want to get rich quick. Um, I personally, I do both, but um, you just got to understand your risk. I would say lay your foundation first if you're going to trade or want to learn to trade, and gonna run your experiments. I lay your foundation first and your quality coins and your long-term positions, because what would happen is, depending on how aggressive you are and how good you are, you can end up losing a lot of your seed money. And while the coins that you could have invested in, or the stocks you could have invested in, and held them long term, would have already appreciated while you're trying to build your capital back up. So I say always um, build your foundation first before you go trading. Because trading outside of capital gains taxes and everything else, it's a lot of steps. You're gonna have to learn, literally how to read charts, because a lot of people, they're asking about technical analysis and stuff like that. If you can't read a chart, you have no business trading. Um, you're literally going to get wiped out at some point. Even if you get lucky a few times, like at some point, you're going to get killed if you cannot read a chart. You got to learn those indicators. The 10th question is, I'm averaging down and it's not working, and I'll need my money soon. So that leaves me what is one of two things. If there's no such thing as averaging down, not working. Well, at least if you're doing it, okay. Well, I guess it's possible if you're doing it the wrong way, because just because you are buying a coin that is, or a stock or anything that's less than the price you entered, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And if you over leverage, and which means you dumped most of your available money in early, and you don't have enough money to affect your average price now, then that's also a form of doing it incorrectly. But if there's a big enough spread, and I mentioned this on my last live a couple of days ago, you have to, in my opinion, I would say wait until at least 10%, ideally 20% or greater below your current position. especially if you're short term, you need the money soon, because you're not going to be able to effectively um, bring your average down if you're buying too close. Like Dogecoin, if it's 22 cents right now and your average is 24 cents, you're going to have to spend a fortune to bring your DCA down. And it sounds like you're over leveraged, because if your DCA is um, excuse me, if your DCA is relatively close to the current position that it's at now, then it's unlikely that it would be an issue for you to withdraw your money out. So technically speaking, what that kind of indicates to me is that your DCA is a lot higher, but most of your money is already invested, so you don't have the money to bring your DCA down. So I think that's more of the issue versus um, averaging down is not working, because if you have enough money and there's a big enough spread, averaging down will literally save you if you're looking to make an exit, or if you're looking to increase your profit margin as well as your coin count. So I'm not sure what you mean by averaging down isn't working. The numbers are there mathematically. Um, Averaging down is one of the things that I even talk about it in my ebook. Averaging down is one of the most crucial things that you need to learn as far as for um, making an exit on a position, especially if it goes, something happens, media fundamentals, whatever the case may be, something changes and you need to make an exit, or you need the money for an emergency or something like that. You must know how to average down. So I'm not sure what you mean by it's not working. You can put more details on that comment and I can take a better look at it. But mathematically, the numbers are there. So I know averaging down works. Okay. So that was the top 10 questions for this week. I'm going to go through the comments here. I'll take a few more before I wrap things up. Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't as well. I appreciate you guys telling people to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Let's see. Disruption t-shirt. Absolutely. Thank you. Um, oh, you think they'll leave? You think they're going to, let's see, Brandon, you aren't going to lose. You're going to leave Robinhood in the middle of a Doge run. So I think it'll be at the same time. So you think they'll release the wallets in a Doge run? That'd be smart. That'll definitely be smart. Maybe they'll add Sheeb the same time they release the wallets to soften the blow. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Lisa. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Let's see. Pancake swap is going to be huge. Yeah. Dogecoin coin is cheap right now. It is. It is. I think it has a potential to be a great cash grab. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Lakers Stadium is going to be crypto.com. I forgot about that. Yeah, that is, that's a sign of the times. That's a sign of the times. Um, I'm telling people crypto is here to stay. Crypto is like the market in general, outside of your favorite coins, the market in general is going to grow massively over the next decade. Don't sell ADA. I agree. I'm definitely holding my ADA. See, I have a side question for you. If you were to give your best guess, what's realistic for AMC if a squeeze should happen? Because people will unload and Doge after. I sure will. Um, my guess, my best guess for a realistic for AMC, I'm assuming like a number. Um, that's hard to say, and I've spoken this a couple times. We've seen some of the stocks that have um, rallied recently, and we've seen. Personally, I've never, and we know that they're watching because they're already saying that meme stocks is pretty much threatening the entire um, financial markets. But I haven't seen or been involved in a stock that has been held for like an hour or so because of um, whatever, them ruling it a meme stock or it's volatile and stuff like that. I think that we're going to see some crazy stuff like that going on with AMC. Um, I definitely think it can get into at least the four-figure range without them doing some manipulative stuff and them halting it for 3 or 4 hours trying to trigger panic. But um, I do believe that it will get into the four-figure range, especially if people stick together. I think most of us, and by now, we kind of have an idea what's going on. But if they can trigger panic early, which I believe is what happened kind of with GameStop, then it could be a lot lower than that because I believe GameStop should have been five figures, but they were able to successfully trigger panic. So if they can do that again, obviously it'll cut the momentum. But I do believe that most people kind of have a better idea of what they're involved in right now. So I think that there's a really strong chance of getting into the four-figure range. Realistically, I know some people are like, it's going to be $1 million a share and stuff like that. Like, I don't know where the hell they're going to get the money from, but yeah, I'm not going to tell people to buy, when to sell or not to sell. That it's completely up to you. But in my opinion, it's not a float that is at least a $500 million. We know there's probably more, but in my opinion, a float that's at least $500 million is not going to hit $1 million. But we shall see, huh? Let's see. I believe it's only a matter of time that Tesla will fold Dogecoin and Bitcoin into its form payments. Once that happens, do you feel it will push Dogecoin almost immediately to 102% gains? I think it will definitely have a positive effect on Dogecoin. I won't say necessarily 100 to 200%, but I think that it'll be a massive step in the right direction because I do believe that our best bet for longevity and removing control for some of the whales that are in the coins are going to be with us partnering with these institutions and making them have large wallets because of the business that we conduct with them. And I think that it'll kind of be like a similar situation where they can't, like the reason why Elon or Jeff Bezos can't unload all their stock at once because it'll affect the overall price. And I think that's the position that we want to be in to avoid whales having complete control over the price or them cutting momentum and taking profits whenever they want, sending the coin to hell. I think that for us, especially if we're going to say this is going to be a currency and we don't have scarcity value, I think that kind of like our security blanket is going to be with these companies having large wallets that they kind of can't sell off without hurting themselves. So I think that will be our biggest benefit. With AMC, I just spoke on it. I'm not sure if you have a specific question. Just kind of let me know. And so was that B-More, Baltimore? There we go. Let's see. What I think about Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin has the potential to be a great cash grab. I haven't seen anything that kind of makes me say that it would be a great long-term investment. But I think that there's potential to make money there if you hold it, especially for like the next 6 months or so. It'll probably have its run. So if you can get in before the hype, you can certainly make some money. Thank you for addressing my question. No problem. Did I see anything happening between Doge and Starlink happening? Is something brewing? I don't know. That would be, I wouldn't be surprised, but I haven't heard anything as far as for that, but I wouldn't be surprised if something happened around like the Doge 1 rocket time. If we got some additional press or additional news, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Do I think Doge has the potential to be a trillion or multi-trillion-dollar asset in 5 years? I think 5 years would be. I think that the market in general is going to appreciate. So I can't say it can't because we have a lot of catalysts coming up that can literally change the trajectory. So I can't say the potential is not there, but especially the multi-trillion, I don't know. It would really just depend on how fast the overall crypto market is growing, which is growing really fast. So the potential, I can say maybe because the multi-trillion, yeah, it just really just depends because right now the entire market is 3 trillion, but again, the market is growing very rapidly. So I can't say it's impossible, but we would have to see how it starts responding to some of these catalysts and also keep tracking the overall expansion of the market. So I think that as far as for a better trajectory, like on the next 5 years, like a good solid one will probably be like mid next year. Because I believe that probably by June, July, we should be at least 5 or 6 trillion overall in the market. So we can kind of see how Doge has appreciated in a overall crypto market that has doubled, and I think that would kind of give us a better idea for the future. I think behind the scenes, Elon has big plans for Doge. It's worth holding. So I agree. Dogecoin chart. Yeah, I'm going to do some charting tomorrow. I'm definitely going to do some charting, and we will go over some. I'm going to chart a few things. How do I feel about Sheeb? What about it? Is it in general, or just be a little more specific? I like David because he's not all hyper BS, just honest and to the point. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I take pride in not hyping people up for investments and um, just BS. I think that as a community, I think that we're stronger together if we're all growing and not just chasing momentum and hype and stuff like that. I think long term, there's no value in that. So I stay away from it. Or is Cardano trading sideways? Yeah, most of them were trading sideways. Again, if I'm in a stock or a crypto, I either want it going up or I want it going sideways. Um, Sideways, that's where you build your support. That support, and it's frustrating when you're invested into it, especially if you just invested into it and you're not seeing your profits. It's like, oh my God, is this going to dip? But when you have a rally in a coin, and when like if a coin or even a stock trades sideways for like a month or so, and then you have a big rally, when we're consolidating, you're going to appreciate that floor because a lot of people are going to have it's going to be that same floor that's trending sideways, that's annoying you now, that's going to be a resistance level. And that's also going to be a lot of people's DCAs that they're going to feel comfortable buying back into and increasing their positions for the next rally. So I know it's frustrating now, but going forward, those floors you'll begin to appreciate those sideways trending stocks sideways and up. I'm happy with that all day long. I'll take a deeper look at it and I'll speak on it tomorrow. So on my live, I'll do some charting for you guys tomorrow. So I really appreciate your videos and your no BS. You're informative and helpful. Thank you. I appreciate you too. If they don't take away the sell button, right. Yeah, because again, we're in uncharted waters when it comes to AMC. Like, for all I know, they might be like, "Hey, look, we got $1,000 a share. That's what we got." So we are in uncharted waters. This is going to be certainly one for the history books. Doge community needs to stand strong. Absolutely. People who say the floor is 100K are nuts. I will sell before that. Dark pools are killing the AMC squeeze play. Yeah, again, it is. We're seeing the market really for being exposed to what it is, and I think that now that we know what's going on, it's up to us to make sure that we don't have similar tactics and laws in the crypto market. So the fact that a lot of people know what dark pools are, and we're able to see like the manipulation that's being taken place, and how people can short a stock, 80% or 10% of the float. Like we're able to see what's going on. I think that for the overall growth and development of the crypto community, I think that's going to be beneficial. So, but yeah, I agree. Dark pools have certainly um, been a hindrance. Lots of experts are predicting a stock market crash, some predicting gold and crypto as safe havens. What's your take on this? Gold has always been a safe haven just because it has scarcity value. Bitcoin is pretty much like a digital gold. So I can see the case for making it a safe haven, right? Crypto as well, even something like a Dogecoin. Like I say, even with the inflation that we're seeing now, the dollar is going to very soon have a higher inflation rate than Dogecoin. So a lot of these coins are going to be maintain their value better even than the dollar that we're trading in and out of every day. As far as for the stock market crashing, even with experts, the stock market has rallied. We've pretty much gone vertical for like the last 18 months. So in general, that's very unhealthy, right? So I think that, and we've also had the shortest bear market in history. So I think that when we say, okay, yeah, the stock market is going to crash, I believe that's inevitable, especially with the amount of money that's being injected into the market. It's just hard that we have so much federal money being injected into the market. And at the same time, we have the largest retail attraction to the stock market as well. This is the largest amount of private money that has flowed into the stock market and even the crypto market than at any point in time in history. I mentioned this in my last video. This year, Robinhood was the #1 app on the App Store. That's above Facebook, above any of the games, above TikTok, all that kind of stuff. A finance app was the #1 app on the store. So when we have that type of interest in the stock market, and along with the government printing, like I think it was like 20 to 40% of all the money that has ever existed, they printed that within like the last 12 months. When you have that kind of money being injected into the economy, it's kind of hard for it to, do something as far as for natural, as far as for correct itself. We'll have inflation, but as far as for a crash, it'll be very difficult. So I think that we are going to have one probably in the next year or so, and I think that it is going to be biblical, the hell that's going to bring. But I don't think that it'll be anytime soon. But I think that experts, and it doesn't really take an expert to kind of see that. But I do believe that we're going to have a crash. I just don't think it's going to be relatively soon. They will literally have to stop printing money to do that. And at this point, we all know it's kind of a runaway train. So I don't think that they're going to ease up doing that right now, especially when we're still recovering and the economy being the way it is. So I think that we'll probably have one within the next year or two. Let's see. All right, hello, Emma. I got on late. Hope we'll be up to hear it all. Hello. I sent you an email today as well. I sent your shirt out yesterday. I will be happy if Doge hits 50 cents. Yeah. Just hang on there. How high can Dogecoin get? That's an excellent question. It really just depends on because we haven't had that resistance level to, because Doge hasn't been maximized yet where we're having the pull of the inflation rate as far as for the actual buying power. So I do believe that we're going to go over $1, but as far as for its max potential, we haven't been able to kind of test those waters yet to kind of see those resistance. I'll be tracking the charts, especially once we get over like that dollar mark to kind of give you like a better idea. But it's kind of hard to just say, okay, this is a hard cap for Doge right now. If all Doge holders get on Twitter and blow up institutions to accept Doge's payment, it will make an impact, make your voice heard. I agree. Do you think SHIB is worth holding, David? I think that like SHIB, like a Dogeline, like those coins, I think that if you have because SHIB has a community now, like a big one, and it's growing because they believe that it's it has the potential to have another rally with the community, and if there is enough institutions that kind of accept it, it has the potential to make another run. And you have the opportunity to kind of once you have that initial boom, it kind of um, gathers the interest of the people, and it expands the community. I don't know if you guys remember like the initial boom where Dogecoin went to like 5 cents, and then we kind of went down to 2 cents, and we kind of just hovered there for a while. And that is pretty much where you build your base. So I think that it'll probably, it has the potential to do something like what I believe, like what a Doge Mars will do, as far as for holding it, and you can probably get another run out of it, and you can, potentially turn a profit. I'm not sure what your entry points are, but um, it has with the community size that it has every bit of an opportunity to turn a profit. Let's see. Is AMC going to accept Doge as payment? Thank you. Yeah, AMC. I made a video last week, but Adam Aaron, the CEO of AMC, he said something along the lines of, they're about 90 days out from accepting Doge's payment. So, from what I understand, that's still in the works. So, I think that we're going to expect that around like January or February. We can expect AMC to be accepting Doge. It's funny how Doge started out as a meme and solved the invaluable problem with trade costs. It's almost like nobody thought of that before Doge. Yeah, that's what Elon said. It's always ironic what people end up using, things that start as a meme, and say history sometimes is ironic. So, random side question: are you scared of the Rona? No, that is random. Let's see. Dogecoin can hit $10 with a 1.3 trillion, so Bitcoin cap would make Doge a little over $10. Yeah, I mean the math is there. My only issue is trying to put like a time frame on it, and because I would have to say what will the if Doge is worth a trillion, then what does the entire crypto market look like, and I have to allocate time for the entire crypto market, because the entire crypto market is $3 trillion right now. So if Doge is 1.3 trillion, that means that Doge is what, like 33% of the entire market. So I have to give the market room for like an Ethereum and a Bitcoin to be like, okay, if Doge is a trillion, how many trillions is Bitcoin? I mean, because I don't believe that Doge is going to overtake a coin with scarcity value that doesn't necessarily depend on what utilization and things like that. So I have to kind of leave room there for Dogecoin, excuse me, for Bitcoin and Ethereum to have some of that the overall market cap as well. So that was my thing with that. But yeah, it certainly, that math, it certainly has the potential, especially the market keeps expanding. But I just wanted to allocate some room for time. It doesn't look like you're under investigation anymore. Yeah, I'm actually still working out the lights because I really haven't decided on what I'm going to put back here yet. But yeah, I kind of got the lights softened up a little bit, but I'll decide what I'm going to put behind me soon. I may put my Elon picture back up or something. I don't know. Let's see. Um, let's see. I don't have social media, only YouTube and Twitter. Do you have a Twitter? I don't see it on your board. Yes, I have a Twitter. I'll post it here. I'll post it in the chat for you. It's Junior David Mitchell. My name is really common, so sometimes I have to get creative with how I do my name. But yes, it's Jr. David Mitchell. That's my Twitter handle. Let's see. Can I see Doge hitting $1 by January or February, or do you have another date in mind? I think that because after the dollar, that we're gonna have before we hit $1, we're gonna have to get through like three. Honestly, I'll say like ceilings or 3 points of resistance going up. So January, February, we need a major catalyst to kind of break those. But once we get the momentum there and the community expands, I think that we can hit those numbers relatively quickly. But I would like to see how we respond to testing that 31 to 33 cents range again. So January, February, it's possible, but we would need like a major catalyst because we literally have like 3 levels before we get there. But I can't say it's impossible, but we would need a major catalyst like sometime in the next 30 days. Thanks for your explanation. Your videos are straight up with no crap. I appreciate you. Um, let's see. I made purchases over $5 at Burger King the other day, and they sent me a link to Robinhood that confirmed my account, and they gave me one Dogecoin. Yeah. That's not a. I've seen a lot of people doing the BK Dogecoin thing. Yeah, that's not a. That's not a scam or anything. That's a real thing. So absolutely, you can certainly receive Robinhood. Excuse me, receive Dogecoin through Robinhood. What would a good entry point be with sheep? Great question. Because the ones I purchased were like a couple months ago. I'll put that on my list and I'll go over it tomorrow while I'm charting. Entry point for sheep. Okay. Great question. I just want to make sure I have my numbers straight. I'm not just, throwing random things out there. So I will post that. I will go over that tomorrow when I'm charting. I'd like to see the Doge Ethereum bridge sometime within like the next 6 months, hopefully. I saw today that they were working on it. They just didn't have any updates for us, but I would like to see it sometime before June this upcoming year. So I honestly think that we'll at least if we don't know for sure, we'll have a better idea in that time frame. So how high do I think AMC can run up during the morass realistically? Yeah. I think I hate giving out like direct numbers, but I think we can hit 4 figures realistically, even with the BS manipulation and stuff like that. So I'll say that I think we can hit 4 figures. Let's see. Do I think Tesla would accept Doge? I do. Yeah. I think that Elon's going to do that. I think that in a list of other things that he plans to do, I think that he Tesla will accept Doge, and I think that if he's not already like a massive whale in it, I think that'll be a kind of a way for him to do it indirectly. So I think that Tesla will help Doge for sure. Okay, my chat is all caught up. Awesome. So yeah, okay, we're roughly around an hour mark, so I try not to make these too long. If you haven't yet, hit the like video on this because even after we all leave here, it'll give YouTube the opportunity to share it with other people who have missed it, and they'll be able to catch up and kind of see what we talked about here tonight. Also, if you are not a member of the channel yet, and not just like a member, but I meant like a subscriber to the channel, please consider subscribing as we close in on the gap for the 40,000 for the channel. I appreciate all of you. Okay, I see one more thing. Hold on. Doge and Ethereum combined, would that kill the Doge low transaction fees? I don't think so. I think that was one of the things that I saw on the Twitter. I read it kind of vaguely today, but I think someone asked that today on the Twitter and they explained it. I'll go take a peek and I'll address that tomorrow. I'll probably go live again tomorrow. Let me just put it here in the notes. And I'll probably go live again tomorrow and I'll have some better answers for the community. So, okay, I'm seeing some more questions. What about Solana? I'm looking at it. I haven't taken a position yet. It's on my radar again because I'd rather go deep versus wide. But I'm looking at it. I don't have like a negative or positive thought on it just yet. Let's see. I saw a pattern with Dogecoin. It's a gain of 2 cents per year from the bottom price. As long term, you can't lose on the gain. The big upwards is still in the near future. Okay, I like that. Hey, David, you're on late. Thanks for what you do. Still bullish on Doge. $1 early by 2022. Yeah, I am on late. I try to kind of space out the videos, and if I can't get one in the daytime, I'll typically come on and chat with you guys late at night. And I save them obviously so people can watch them later. So it kind of works out. Yeah, I'm still bullish on Doge. As far as for yeah, I do need some moderators. I'm going to make a lot of changes to this channel very soon. I'm definitely going to need some moderators. So um, I will certainly let you know. I'm going to work out some systems here for sure. Yeah, but as far as for dollar Doge by 2022, I just answered that kind of earlier, but I think that we need a major catalyst to kind of make that happen. But I would honestly like to see Doge break that first ceiling was around 31 and 33 cents range by the end of this year. I would like that. So I think that would be great for me as far as for like the health and me kind of setting the tone for next year. So I would kind of like that. But with that being said, I appreciate all of you. I'm going to put out a video tomorrow, but I'm also going to research the things that I wrote down, and I'll possibly do another live to kind of answer those. And we'll chat tomorrow. Well, I think it's already tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, it's 12:04. So we'll chat later today, actually. But again, I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for being up late with me. And until next time.